Hello. Have you ever been walking to your car after leaving a store after dark and you realize that your car isn't parked under one of the lights, that you can't see around it very well, you can't see if there's somebody hiding under it, you can't see, and you get that little extra skip of fear, a little bit of caution in your step as you're trying to go to your car. Well, that's one of the reasons that we're here today, is because, at my apartment complex should be a place that you feel safe and happy. And it's not been that way lately because there's been some missing lights over the parking lots and a field area that a lot of us tenants walk our dogs in. You may be wondering who I am and why I really care. Again, I'm a tenant here at Oakwood Manor, and I live in Building 12. And what we're here to discuss today is the problems, concerns of these missing lights, ways that we can fix it, and some of the budgeting issues that might be why they haven't been replaced, and some of the staffing issues. What I love here is this was one of the photos taken in one of the well-lit areas, and you can see around the dumpsters, you can see everything that's going on. It's very well lit after dark. And one of the things that impressed me most when I first moved into Oakwood Manor was the fact that everything was well lit. I never felt uncomfortable leaving my building after dark. Whether it was taking my dog for a walk, going to my car, or those nights when the 2-year-old just can't settle down and wants to see outside. That is until recently. And what has happened is there have been 3 major lights that have stopped working since summer. One that we'll talk about is actually on my building that leads directly into the area where I park my car. It's over a stairwell that you can't see down. You can't see ice on the parking lot. And the other thing is if you live in one of the lower apartments, you can't see if somebody's trying to get into one of your windows. For me, one of the things I fear the most is the fire escape to my building, or my apartment is located in this area, and you can't see if somebody's trying to get into your apartment. One of the things that's a major concern to me is I actually fell on the ice outside the building on Thanksgiving. I was getting ready to go shopping with some of my friends, so we had my 2-year-old out, and I'm fortunate that I wasn't hurt and that I wasn't carrying her. The other problem is the light next to Building 12. This light is next to a dumpster. It leads to the Erie Canal pathway, and you've got a lot of low-level apartments out here. As you can see by this picture, you can't really see what's going on there. So this one's a major threat because there's a lot of people that are walking on the canal pathways. There are a lot of people that need to throw their trash in the dumpster. It's also next to another area where a lot of people are walking their dogs. So you don't really know whether or not they're picking up dog feces. It's kind of gross if you find something somebody hasn't picked up. The other problem is actually a great open field area. There's picnic tables, there's grills, and it's also next to a dumpster. It's next to the visitor parking, and it's out by Building 14. What was troubling with this light is it was damaged during a summer storm, and it hasn't been replaced since. And if you don't walk out there often, you think, oh, there's no reason for it. But if you need to walk your dog, you have to be cautious. There's divots in the ground, easy to step into. It's hard to see into the wooded area around it, and that area has a lot of wildlife. There's also a horrible bee nest in the ground that honestly I don't know if it was ever fixed or not over the summer. Luckily I saw them, didn't step in them, but if you're one of those rare people that have an allergy to bees and you step in this thing at night, it could be really bad. That you get sick. You could even die from an allergic reaction. One of the things that Oakwood Manor themselves needs to be concerned with is the fact that not only could they lose revenue from the tenants that are afraid of going to their cars in the dark or taking their dogs out, they also could be legally liable for any injuries that happen to their tenants or their guests while they're visiting if it's in an area that's not well lit. As you can see from the quote here, a property owner or possessor is legally liable for injuries if they should have known or if they knew that a light needed to be replaced. And I was lucky enough to find this on a legal website. It's a simple solution to the problem. Repair or replace the lights. It's not that difficult to have them replaced or repair them. Bulbs, new poles, new lighting fixtures. Doesn't seem like it should be that difficult to have them fixed. One of the questions that I was thinking about is why wouldn't we have these lights repaired or replaced? Could it be staffing? And I contacted Frontier Communities, which is the owner of Oakwood Manor, and I found that they actually have a maintenance team that's qualified to do these repairs and these replacements. So again, what's lovely with that is they're local. They work at many different communities here in the Rochester area, and it wouldn't be any additional labor costs to Oakwood Manor or Frontier to have it fixed. So I thought, okay, maybe it's cost prohibitive. Maybe for some reason the lights are too expensive to have replaced. So I did some looking. It's actually about $1,000 to $1,100 to have all 3 lights repaired and replaced. That's including a new pole for the one that was damaged during the storm, to replace completely the light on the building that I live in, and to completely replace the one next to the dumpster at Building 10. $1,000, $1,100 doesn't really seem that bad to me when you're talking about the safety of your tenants and their concerns. So, we were talking about that one of the problems was there's a light missing on Building 10, there's a light missing at Building 12, there's lights missing at the field area where people are walking their dogs. Everybody's concerned for their safety. You don't know if you have an assailant hiding in the stairwell by Building 10, or if there's a wild raccoon waiting out in the field that could be rabid that'll bite you in the evenings. You can't see where you're going. The bees aren't necessarily a concern in the summer, or they're not a concern in the winter, but in the summer, you don't really want to step in a nest of yellow jackets. In the winter, I would prefer not to fall on the parking lot again because I couldn't see an icy spot. I know it's winter, everybody uses a small amount of caution, but you still don't want to fall. Oakwood Manor needs to be concerned because they could lose money. They're going to either lose it from people not renewing their leases, or they're going to lose it in a lawsuit if somebody actually gets seriously injured. It's not that hard of a problem to fix. Replace and repair the lights. $1,100 versus a lawsuit or a tenant not renewing their lease doesn't seem that much to me. There's no additional labor costs. You don't need to call in a new electrician to have these lights repaired and replaced. So I'm asking you, as a tenant of your properties, to please keep us happy and keep us safe and repair these 3 lights. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation today. Are there any questions that I could answer for you?
Yes, one question that I did have regarding your statement that there would be no cost. What if the maintenance team is unqualified for this type of work? It does seem like high-scale electric work that needs to be done by a professionalized, specialized crew.
I contacted Frontier Communities and they said that most of the maintenance team is certified to do electrical repairs. But in case of the possibility that they are not qualified to do the lighting repairs, I know that we are part of the Fairport Electric Municipality, plus there are also several electricians in Rochester that are qualified to do it. One of the companies I actually researched for this project was called Tyco Electric, and I do have their information if you'd like me to give that to you after the presentation.
Thank you so much.